So I hear you want to improve your music production skills. Well, those 10 exercises are great ways to do so, and the best part is that they don't require a lot of time to see results, and they are fun to do. I will be presenting them from the easiest to the hardest, while showing you the complete process with examples so you can implement them right after this video. Today, I will be using the DAW called SoundBridge to show you the exercises, but they can obviously be done in any DAW, it doesn't matter. That being said, SoundBridge does have a free version, so if you want to give it a try, you can download it with the link below in the description. Now let's get started with the first exercise. The first exercise is active listening or analyzing tracks. The idea here is to listen to a professionally made song and to list as many things as you can hear about the song to understand how it's been made and what makes it great. To start, I recommend to use a high-quality file by either buying the WAV file on a website like Beatport or downloading the free version on SoundCloud if available. It also supports fellow artists, so it's a good thing either way. I usually start by writing the BPM, key, and arrangement structure. For the arrangement, I like to bring the song into my DAW and using markers to visually see the structure. Then I list the instruments I can hear in each part of the song and then make note of things such as volume levels, panning, reverb, delay, and frequency spectrum. If you want to go in details, you can also analyze the chord progression, the melody, listen for dynamic changes, see how they're doing the transitions, etc., etc. Just make sure to write down as many things as you can about what you hear. Okay, now the second exercise is a daily sound gym practice. Sound gym is an online platform that lets you train your ear through mini-games. It only takes 5 minutes per day, but makes a massive difference in your mixing skills. For this one, just create a free account, go to gym and click start your daily workout. Every day they select 5 different games for you covering mixing topics such as volume levels, stereo imaging, EQ, reverb, delay, compression, saturation, frequencies, and many more. If you want to be able to pick your games and not be limited, you'll have to grab the paid version, but even with the free version, you can see massive improvements. I find this way of practicing mixing to be really fun, enjoyable, and just so you know, they also have free courses about mixing, mastering, and music production in the Learn tab. Alright, the next and third exercise is to create a chord progression every 5 minutes for 30 minutes. It's pretty simple. Start a timer for 5 minutes and create a chord progression. Depending on what you prefer, you can choose to use either your MIDI keyboard or the piano roll. The goal here is to not overthink. Just start by playing some notes and create a chord progression for 4 or 8 bars. When the timer goes on, stop and move on to the next one. Repeat every 5 minutes for 30 minutes. At the end, you will have 6 chord progressions. Some will suck, but that's exactly the point. Ed Sheeran said in an interview that you have to write bad songs to get them out of you so good songs can start flowing. Out of the 6 chord progressions, maybe one will stand out to you and could actually be the start of your next song. If that's the case, save it somewhere so you can produce it later. If you are super new, you could watch a chord progression tutorial before each session to have a technique to follow. If not, try to follow your ear and what sounds good to you is the whole point of this exercise, to trust your ear. The fourth exercise is very similar to the previous one, but this time we will be creating a melody every 5 minutes for 30 minutes. Same concept, same rule, but create a melody instead of a chord progression. You could start completely from scratch, but if you want, you could use some of the chord progressions you made previously as a base and create a top melody for those progressions. Same thing as well, make sure to save that top melody if you really like it and feel like it could turn into an actual song. With these 2 exercises, you hit 2 birds with 1 stone. You practice and start songs at the same time. By the way, if you like having exercises to do such as these but need more guidance, I created a whole roadmap for you. I carefully selected the best 60 tutorial videos from YouTube and organized them in the correct order to give you the equivalent of a school curriculum. To keep you practicing, I also added 45 plus action steps in between every video so you always know what to do to improve your music production skills. Through the roadmap, you will produce 4 release-ready songs and become a strong music producer. If you're interested, feel free to check it out, but for now, let's go back to the video. The fifth exercise is similar, but regarding sound design this time, where the goal is to create a sound preset from scratch without any tutorial. No time constraint here, just take your time exploring the VST that you chose. In my case, I chose Serum because it's my favorite, but you could use Vital, which is free. This exercise will make you understand what each knob does to the sound, and it will teach you how to manipulate sound so you can make more original sounds than presets and potentially define your own sound signature down the road. If you make something you like, don't forget to save it as your own preset. The sixth exercise is to tweak the same sample in 5 different ways to get 5 different results. This one is quite fun. Grab a sample of your choice, something like a song starter that has a melody or a chord progression. You could use a website like Lender, for example. Bring it to your DAW, duplicate it 5 times, and modify the sample in 5 different ways to get 5 different results. For example, I started with this sample. For the first one, I started by adding a Shaperbox time reverse effect and a big reverb, which gave me a sort of atmospheric pad sounding like this. And for the second, I changed the pitch, BPM, reduced the sample to only the first melody, and looped it a few times. I then added some EQ, reverb, and delay, which gave me this background ARP. Repeat this process 3 times and you will end up with 5 different samples. This exercise is great to challenge your creativity and explore new production tricks and techniques. Alright, next we have the 7th exercise, which is to produce a song in a new genre, following a from start to finish tutorial. Let's say you want to learn how to make ambient beats. Just go to YouTube, type ambient beats music tutorial from start to finish, and select a video that is longer without much editing. For this example, I'd probably choose to watch those 3 videos because they are much longer and probably will cover the genre more in depth. When watching such tutorials, I usually will follow step by step the first one and recreate the exact same thing as the producer does in the video, but then I will watch the next tutorial, follow the steps again, but make my own song this time, creating my own melodies, chord progressions, and bass lines. The idea here is to slowly be introduced to a new genre, learning new techniques, new arrangement, new sound design, so you can add more strings to your bow. You won't necessarily get into that specific music genre and become a producer of that genre only, but you will get to combine what you learn with your own style, and that is how you can create your own sound signature over time. Alright, moving on to the 8th exercise, we will now remix a song in a different style. Just pick a song you like, extract the vocals using a website like Lalala if you need, and make your own version. The idea here is to produce the song in a completely different genre than the original. For example, you could try to turn Perfect by Ed Sheeran into a lo-fi track, or turning a Post Malone song into an 80s hit like artist Blanks is doing on his YouTube channel. This exercise is great for you to practice producing songs as you start from a vocal and challenges your creativity. The 9th exercise starts to be more challenging. It is to make a song with only stock or free plugins. Here you are not allowed to use any third-party or paid plugins. This will challenge you to think of other solutions to manipulate sounds, as it restricts you from having unlimited options. It will also push you to learn more about mixing as well, so you can turn a basic sound into something more interesting and professional. Alright, and the last exercise is to remake a song you like from your favorite artists. It can be any genre, all you have to do is to recreate it from scratch. Start by listening to the original track to analyze it and identify its components, such as drums, bass, melody, panning, volume levels, etc. Then produce your version by trying to find the exact sounds used in the song, or to get as close as possible by using sound design and mixing techniques. It is by far the hardest exercise in my opinion, but the one that will yield the most results. Remaking a song forces your ear to understand what makes a good song and teaches you topics such as arrangement, sound design, and mixing. Now, if you want more exercises and guidance for your music, take a look at the roadmap, but in the meantime, keep learning and I will see you in the next one.